Good day and welcome to module number 6 on digital marketing. In the last module, we had covered one of the components of digital marketing, which was search engine optimization or SEO. In this module, we move to another component of digital marketing, which is PPC or pay-per-click advertising. Our focus in this particular session will be kindly understand, as has been mentioned in the past, digital is a medium. So any advertising message or any advertising communication which you have with the customer has two components. One is the message and the second is the medium. And digital is one of the medium. And what we will see here is what are the advantages digital offers as a medium which traditional media don't offer. So what we'll cover here is the different models of advertising which are available in digital, which make it very different from traditional media such as TV or press or radio, and why the results of such a medium are more tangible and more measurable. That will be the focus in module number 6, which is nothing but PPC advertising or pay-per-click advertising. Welcome to module 6.
Now let's look at advertising per se, right? What are various formats typically? So there's text-based advertising, which is typically what you find on Google search. There's rich media interactivity, which is video advertising, music advertising, and you have banners. These are 3-4 major forms of advertising, which are occupy about 90% of all advertising. Of course, there are other ways, or what we call as native advertising. We'll come out to that, we'll look at that. But these are fundamentally the forms of advertising which happens. Delivery mechanisms, there are two aspects. One is what we call as ad networks, and secondly, what we call as independent publishers. What's an ad network? An ad network, a good example ad network is, let's say, Google, right? Now, what Google does when you want to advertise on Google, Google at the end of the day is a search engine platform. If I want to advertise on Google and show a banner on very website, Google has tied up with millions and millions of websites and told them, look, I am an advertising network. You tie up with me. I will sell advertising to advertisers. I will show ads on your website and I'll pay you a commission, right? So that's an ad network. So the ad network is nothing but a conglomeration or an aggregation of many, many smaller independent publishers who have tied up with a network like Google. So Google, Yahoo, they are all what we call as advertising networks. An independent publisher, a good example is Facebook. I am Facebook. I am the advertiser myself. Medium. Or a LinkedIn. So there are independent publishers and there are ad networks. Your choice of where you want to advertise will depend on what your medium or where your customers or consumers are in. All right. So that's how your choice will be determined. But the plethora of mediums available on internet is probably 1,000,000 times more than what is available on traditional advertising channels. Because the number of websites goes into billions of websites. So choosing the right website to show your advertising in is what entire gamut of media planning is. And we look at when you do Google display advertising, we look at display advertising, we'll understand that. Let's look at some terms here. Models, buying models. So I already told you about CPC. Let's look at what is what is CPM? CPM is cost per 1,000 impression. Fundamentally, it means if anybody sees your advertisement, you pay. This is very, very akin or close to, let's say, print advertising. Today, if I want to advertise on Times of India, or let's say the Samaj or any other newspaper, I buy space on the newspaper. I'll tell them whether full page ad, half page ad, quarter page ad, whatever it is, and I pay them money. They circulate the magazine or the newspaper to 1 million people or 1 lakh people. People open the newspaper, they will see my ad. I am paying Samaj or I am paying Times of India. Right? So CPM is a model which traditionally started in advertising or internet advertising, because the only related model they everybody had was traditional form of advertising, where it said you pay for space. That's it. So cost per 1,000 impression is what a CPM model. Then as people started getting more clever, or advertisers started getting more clever, they moved to a model called CPC. When anybody clicks, then only you pay. You don't pay for showing your ad. Over the years, what has happened is that you have other models coming into play. So you have cost per lead, or a CPL model, where you only pay when you get an inquiry. You don't pay to show your ad. You don't pay for clicks. You only pay when somebody gives you an inquiry. The other model which has now also evolved and which is very, very attractive is what is called as cost PPA model, cost per acquisition model. You only pay when somebody buys. How wonderful, isn't it? Right? You only pay when somebody buys a product or a service. You don't pay anything otherwise. So you have the cheapest model is obviously CPM model, because you're essentially paying for space. And you may or may not get clicks, you may or may not get leads, you may not get somebody may or may not buy. You have no idea. The most expensive is obviously CPA, where you're paying only when somebody buys. Now, a question to all of y'all. If I was a brand and I wanted to create awareness, what is the model that I would choose?
CPM.
Is that a question or was it a statement? It sounded like a statement with a question mark at the end of it.
So for increasing awareness, it makes sense to go with CPM, because I would want maximum number of people to be, to know about the website.
Good answer. Right. Absolutely right. So if I was a brand which I want to create awareness, I will try to maximize my reach through CPM. So because it's cheap to advertise. When my objective is that I want to show my ad multiple times I don't care how many times people see, because that's the only way people remember my brand, even they see it multiple times. If I were Amazon, what model would I choose? Would I go for a CPM model? Or would I go for a CPM model? If I was running an e-commerce store.
CPA would make more sense, because
CPM would make more sense. Right? Because you're an e-commerce platform. So the entire gamut of CPA is what is driven, like I talked about networks, ad networks. There is another ad network called affiliate marketing. Affiliate networks. Affiliate networks offer CPA as a primary model of. So most advertising of e-commerce platform leverage affiliate networks. Affiliate networks could be Pallavi having a small blog, which may be 1,000 people coming or 500 people coming. She knows she can earn nothing by going to Google. So she says, even if I get 100 rupees extra a month from some sale, I'm very happy, because that is only 500 people. So she ties up with an affiliate network. So affiliate network ties up with millions and millions of small, very small and medium websites who cannot earn any money on advertising, and tells them, by you show ads, we will pay when somebody buys. So which is why if you look at, you'll see Amazon, Flipkart showing up in millions and millions of websites, no matter how big or small they are. They're all affiliate networks. Right. So what you choose will depend on a campaign objective, depend on a domain, depend on your product. So if I'm a B2B company, I will choose a CPL model, because my objective is inquiries. Right. So many ad networks offer all of this, some of these. So we'll look at it when we look at advertising in greater depth. Right. Now let's look at Sorry, yeah, somebody had a question.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
had a doubt, sir, for CPA. Sir, is loyalty also related to it? Like if we are looking for loyal customers, then we go for CPA model?
If you're looking for loyal customers, you already have those customers. You will be looking at engagement with them, right? So you look at email marketing, CRM ways to engage and retain them. They're not new customers.
Yes,
They're
sir.
existing people, right? So you look at loyalty cards. Yes, Priyam.
So, sir, I had a doubt in CPL and CPA. Like, how does it work? How does the ad network track this? Is it based on trust? Because only the company will know when there's a lead and when there's an acquisition.
Nothing is based on trust. Everything is based on data, right? Everything is based on data. So if you're running a, let's say, CPA model, you have tools which allow you to track. So what happens is that, let's say I am advertising, for want of anything, I'll give an example. Let's say I'm advertising on vertical limits has tied up, let's say, with become an affiliate network with Amazon. And for every sale, vertical limits is going to get, let's say, 100 rupees. Right? Now, vertical limit is showing an ad for, let's say, Nike shoes on its website. Or My Faith is showing an ad for Nike shoes. Or let's say sandals, Nike shoes of Amazon. Now, what will happen is that there are analytical tools. I will embed a tracking code on the ad. The tracking code, when somebody clicks on it, the user details or the IP address or the user cookie tracks it right up to the purchase that has taken place in Amazon. And if somebody purchases it, I get a signal back saying a purchase has taken place. So I'm able to track the user right from the time he clicks on the ad to the time he actually makes a purchase. And I get to understand it. So nothing is based on trust. Ki you told me 3 sales, I think 5 sales took place. Data tells me actually how many people bought and what they bought and how much they bought. Does that answer your question, Priyam?
Yes, sir. So, as per my understanding, for e-commerce, it makes sense, CPL and CPA. But let's say if there are salespeople involved, like the person will have to contact a salesperson, then they'll negotiate the terms and then finalize the deal. In that case, it's impossible to track. So, in that
Absolutely.
case, CPA won't be
so
possible.
There you stop at CPL.
Okay, sir.
Because your objective hasn't met in giving a lead to the sales guy. Get it? So Google, for instance, offers CPL as a buying platform, as a buying model. Even Google offers it, which something which they were not doing about a couple of years back. But the interesting part is that Google doesn't offer it from the day one. From day one, they only offer CPM and CPC. Once they understand how your data is performing, they start offering you CPL. End of the day, it doesn't matter as for the ad network, it doesn't matter what model you buy. Everything is based on data. The amount of, for advertiser, it may, let's say if I'm B2B customer and I'm saying I am willing to pay 500 rupees to buy for every leads, or Google offers me 500 rupees for every lead. It is not that I am benefited. I would have got the same 500 if I had bought a CPC. The only difference is that I don't have to invest money and time in running a CPC campaign. All this campaign work is now left with Google to do it. Google's algorithm will work to achieve that objective. End of the day, I'm going to spend the same amount of money. Absolutely. And because nobody's going to lose money, no? Any other question? Anybody else?
So that was module number 6. And let's understand what the coverage was in this particular module. What we saw in this module is PPC or pay-per-click advertising. And one of the things which we understood from this module is why digital as a medium offers more versatility than the traditional media such as press or TV. One of the reasons for the versatility is that depending on your objective, the medium allows you to tailor your offerings. What we saw is digital as a medium offers 4 ways of an advertiser paying. One is CPM or cost per impression. Second is CPC or cost per click. CPL or cost per lead generation, CPA or cost per acquisition. So the beauty for the advertiser is you pay depending on what your objective is. And that's where the versatility kicks in. So if you're a new brand wanting to create awareness, so your whole objective is to ensure that as many people see you as possible. So you're looking at impressions. So how many people actually see your message? Whatever the message is, the message could be a text ad, it could be a video, it could be anything which you, as I said, it's a medium. So you have crafted your message, and the message depends on, the effectiveness of the medium depends on the type of tool you would use, whether it's a text message or a banner or a video. So once you have chosen that, now you want people to see it, and that's cost per impressions. Cost per click is when only if somebody actually clicks on it. This is something which traditional media does not offer, because remember, in traditional media, we have the term called OTS, or opportunities to see, which is nothing but impressions. Right? Cost per click measures a higher degree of interest as a person click on it. Third is CPL, or cost per lead, which is ideal for B2B companies. So I want to generate leads, and therefore, in the CPL model, you pay only if somebody generates a lead for you. And the last, which is ideal for well-established e-commerce companies, would be cost per acquisition, which means you pay only if the consumer actually buys. Common sense will tell you that the pricing obviously becomes different. So the lowest cost will be for cost per impression, and the highest cost will be cost per acquisition. Be it as it may, what it essentially allows us as a marketer is we can choose a model which suits our objective at a given point in time. And that versatility of digital is what makes it more attractive as a medium. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of money is moving from traditional media to digital media, because of the way we can tailor our payment method based on what our objective is. That was the coverage for module number 6. In module number 7, we'll move into social media and try and understand what happens in social media advertising. That'll be the coverage for module 7. See you there. Thank you.